When I was 7, we lived in a white frame manse in the rolling hills of Louisburg, West Virginia. Our next-door neighbors, the Smiths, kept chickens. Our 2 yards each held a big garden and then a shared expanse of green lawn. And the chickens spent the night in their coop and then roamed the gardens and lawn during the day. While I was fascinated by the chickens, especially the baby chicks, I never petted them, because Devin said if you petted one, you'd get the chicken pox. Now, as a pastor's daughter, I was very goody two-shoes, and being somewhat morally inclined at an early age, I became more and more distressed by the fact that my neighbors' chickens were having babies outside of wedlock, right in the shadow of the church. Every hen they owned was an unwed mother, and I found that very disturbing. So I began a neighborhood campaign to force the Smiths to comply with religious law and marry their hens to the rooster, something that, fortunately for me, Mrs. Smith found very amusing. We held the wedding ceremony that May, and each hen got to have her turn wearing the little veil that my mother helped me make. Being the gracious person that I was, I invited all the girls from the school to the wedding. And after much deliberation, I even invited Devin, which I knew was a mistake. Devin always ruined everything. He was a scrapper, an instigator, a guiltless jerk who destroyed birthday parties. But he was also Tommy's best friend, and because I planned to marry Tommy when I grew up, Devin had to be invited. The wedding was a very formal affair. My mom made wedding cupcakes and strawberry Kool-Aid for the reception. And all the kids came. It was great. It was also very hot. So after the ceremony, while we were playing tag, Devin took off his shirt, and his whole chest was covered in mosquito bites. I told you he always ruined everything. Well, a couple of weeks went by, and we only had a few days of school left, when all of a sudden I didn't feel so good. The first day I had a headache, and I felt really tired, but I chalked that up to playing too much hopscotch at recess. And then I got a really high fever, which was kind of fun, because I dreamed Tommy and I ran away and got married. But a few days later, these little red bumps started coming up all over my face, and the other girls made fun of me. And then they got sick, too. It turned out Devin didn't have mosquito bites. He had the chicken pox, and he'd given it to all of us when we played tag at the hen wedding. Stupid Devin. I told you he always ruined everything. Even my little sister got it. I itched and scratched and had bumps all over my body for almost a week. I don't think I slept a wink, and I still haven't forgiven Devin yet. For a long time, I believed what he'd said, and I thought you caught chicken pox from chickens. Of course, it turns out that it's a really contagious virus that you get when stupid people like Devin run around playing tag with you when they have bumps on their chest. So, when my son was born in 1995, I wanted to make sure he never got the pox. The pediatrician said a vaccine had just been approved that year, and he'd make sure that Tori got the shot, which may have contributed to his early interest in medicine. You just never know where a virus may lead you. Now my son is 6'3", with degrees in cellular molecular biology and neuroscience. And just in case you were wondering, he's been taller than me since 5th grade.